Alright, just getting my ARRMA Kraton ready for first run, and I wanted to show you some things that I do need to change right away. So as part of this V2 battery box, these retainers, these are just little clips, right? But they're offset. They're meant for if you run two packs, one is supposed to sit a little bit further back than the other, but if you have a big 4S pack, something like this, it just won't fit. It just won't fit in here, because it should be at the back one, but it hits the front one. So you need to move this one back. If you are going to keep this V2 style battery tray, I highly recommend that you move this clip back one hole. And to do that, you flip this over onto its back, and it's right here at the edge. Unscrew that screw and you just move it forward, or move it backwards to here. Alright, so now I've moved this one screw back and my batteries will fit better. Also, while I have the truck flipped over, I was just checking all my screws. These rear chassis screws that screw into the rear of the diff case were a little bit loose, so I've hand tightened all these, hand tightened all these, and hand tightened the ones around the center diff as well. Okay, in preparation for first run, I'm also going to add some reinforcements to the body. I really like this stuff now. This is called Gorilla Tape Clear, and it's on the shelf. It kind of looks like packing tape, but it's actually quite thick, quite rubbery, very strong. I'm going to be adding it in around all the body holes here, and then I'll just cut out around them. And as I apply it, you'll see what it's like. I quite like how easy it is to work with. You can just peel off a bit. And then it tears laterally quite easily, where I can just tear it that easy. Nice, clean rip. Gonna apply it. And this stuff is very strong. Stronger than you would think. It's certainly not like packing tape. Even though I was able to rip it that easily, it's much more of a rubbery consistency. And yeah, I think it's great for reinforcing bodies. The best stuff that I've used yet. I really like it. Now, I just need to cut out around these holes. And this stuff is so sticky, it actually is a little bit difficult to cut. Weird material, because it'll rip one direction very easily, but when you try and cut it or poke it, it's not so easy to cut. I've also used the body reamer on this stuff before, and that works okay too. Kind of gums up your reamer a little bit. Sorry guys, the furnace keeps kicking on because it's like -20 out again. So that'll help a bit. Now I'm going to do the same to the front. So like I just mentioned here, you can tear it that way extremely easily, but any other direction, and it's very tough stuff. Now I'm surprised that this body didn't already come with some of this protection built in, because the Typhon did around the rear posts, and I think around the front posts too had a little bit of extra protection. Body holes are done. Now I'm just going to add some more. Probably going to add some more along the side, along the roof where the roof rack might hit it, and maybe in along the wheel wells as well, because the stuff is fairly light and extremely strong. So I'm going to add a bunch now before we go out and bash the body for the first time. Finished doing all the Gorilla Tape Clear. I've gone a little bit overboard. I did the entire underside of the whole body, and I think that will let this body live forever. Besides some minor cracking that it will get, it should make this body last forever. And it's not that heavy. It's certainly a lot lighter than when I tried to do that before with normal Gorilla Tape. Gorilla Tape Clear is significantly lighter, so I think that should last an extremely long time, and it will stop any kind of cracking as well as any kind of rubbing through the paint or the underside of the chassis from things like the roll bar or anything else that touches. Getting pretty much ready to go out and run this in the snow. The last thing I was wondering about was tires. What should I be doing about the tires? Normally I cut little slits in the outside of the rubber so I can fling the water out, or alternatively some people plug the breather hole that's on the inside of the rim. Just trying to decide, what do I want to do this time? Do I want to plug that hole, or do I want to make more holes? It would be easier for me to just plug that hole for right now, but then it makes the tire so that it cannot breathe like this. It makes the tire extremely stiff, and I think for running outside in the snow, I want it to be able to compress. So I'm more likely to just cut some slits. I think that will make these tires perform better than if they are sealed air-wise and they can't compress. I'm probably going to cut through in between these V's here where it can't really expand too much, so I'll probably poke a hole in, and I'll be doing that with an X-Acto knife wherever I'll be using something like this X-Acto knife here, and I'll be poking holes in between the treads. One there, and then one on the other side. Sometimes I do 4, we'll just do 2 for now. All right, start flinging water out. So I'll do that to the rest of the tires, put the batteries in, put batteries in the transmitter, test it, ready to rock. All right, ready for first power on. I went and got 4 AA's for the transmitter. That's something I forgot to mention in my unboxing, is that you do need 4 AA's for the transmitter. Not supplied, and I am having to adapt my XT90s to Dean's. So I've got XT90 to Dean's adapters, and we're running 2 3S batteries, and we're ready to power it on for the first time. Switch is over here. Switch goes to the front. Oh, that sounds powerful. Whoops.